Good evening. Now it's starting the YZ News. My name is Guilherme, and tonight we're going to have different topics to talk about. Memories, digital disconnect, weather patterns, future, philanthropy, and healthcare will be discussed. To start the night, let's talk about an important topic to the world. Eduardo, do you have any news to us about the coronavirus in Brazil and in the world to this month? And how is the process of the vaccines going to be in Brazil?
Hi Guilherme, hi YÁZIGI. I'm directly from Brazil and the situation is aggravating here. The Brazilians are in a period after an election, become that the main reason to have an increase of a significant number of infected people. Hardly ever do you see people wearing masks or worrying about this virus. This week, the Brazilian death rate achieved 544, totalizing 100,075 deaths in the country. In the world, United States leads the rank of the top in counts of deaths of coronavirus, and in Europe the numbers don't stop to increase, showing us that it is evidence we will have the second wave. But also in Germany, coronavirus has been controlled, but there are expectations to appear more cases of infections. The representative of Germany said that they should take measures if the infected people case increases. The Japanese population tends to get more restrictions to avoid the spread of the virus. The Japan, according to University Johns Hopkins, has 100,013 cases of corona and 1,800 deaths since February. Now, let's talk about the vaccines in Brazil. On November 23, the government of São Paulo announced the stage 3 of studies of the Coronavac, the vaccine from China. They are trying to improve the system of vaccination and diagnosis. The Instituto Butantan is responsible for these studies and have a prediction to have the vaccine done on January. The Oxford vaccine is the big bet to the Brazilians. The Bolsonaro government is waiting the stage of test and will invest more in these vaccines. Jair Bolsonaro warned that he doesn't believe in the Coronavac efficiency. Should you have more questions, access our website or social media. Thank you, Guilherme. Thank you, YÁZIGI.
Now let's take a look at Silicon Valley and its decision that left the world a little bit confused.
Silicon Valley, the best city of the technological advance in the United States, the digital disconnect today has been the creative. People who live there wondering if it was worth passive life by machines. If it wasn't better to be more connected with people than machines, say the counselor of Silicon Valley. Every August 11th, there are a disconnect in the Silicon for connecting on the moment. Now isn't you, Guilherme?
Now it's time to talk a little bit about science and technology. And there's no one better to talk about it than our reporter Erick. And he's speaking directly from SpaceX. And will bring us some news. Hello, Erick.
Hello Guilherme and everyone who's watching us today. As Guilherme already said, today I'm here in front of SpaceX. I just had a conversation with Elon Musk, and what I can tell you is that today, Thursday, 80 December, the first high altitude flight of a Starship prototype will take place. A spacecraft it plans to use in the future for manned missions to the moon and eventually the colonization of Mars. It was thought that a trip to Mars would take years and years to happen, but it's already happening. Gradually, we are moving towards the future. Thank you, people. It's up to you, Guilherme.
According to some research, it is believed that people who keep healthy habits during their day-to-day life can upgrade their memorial ability, as if you had a young mind. To show more about this topic, our reporter Hannah Mello will tell the facts and experiences about the Carl's Medicine's life.
Good morning, Guilherme, and everyone is watching us. As Guilherme have already said, I made a script interview about Carl's Medicine, a man who remembered practically everything since he was a child, and will have been completed 92 years old by next month. Unfortunately, he can't be with us today. However, here I have the main answer I asked to him about the importance to have a good memory and how it can improve the work of the mind. The first question I made to him was, if he needed to describe the importance of your memory to his life, how he would say. He told me that since he was a child, your parents always teach him the importance of having a good memory. In the life of a human being, he was always supposed to in the same way that someone can take from him. And that is the reason why we need to give value to our mind, because the only thing that nobody can take from us is our memories. He said that these words have been remembered for him every day, no matter how much time will pass. The second one made to him was, if he had the opportunity to give some advice to people who want a healthy mind like his, what would be? Carl's answering some of your habits in your routine life that, according to him, never do forget to complete. He persists that only if you do the majority of your habits, you will improve the capacity of your memory. And that's his routine life. At first, when the weather is good, I wake up early and go walk 1 or 2 hours. And at night, to exercise my mind, I do something that is able to work both sides of the head, like painting with both hands. Moreover, related to food, fish and vegetables are things that never miss on my plate. And for finish, the time when he most impressed me was when he said that before his sleep he writes in a book what he made yesterday. Medicine believes that is a practice that is common only when the kids do. However, it's really helped the memory. Interesting, is it? It's with you, Guilherme.
In the next topic, let's talk about philanthropy and how it is growing among billionaires, this amazing gesture. And who will talk about it? It is our reporter, John.
Good evening, Gabriel. Good night to all who are watching us. Today, we will talk about philanthropy, a tendency that has been growing in recent years. Do you know what that word means? Are basically donations made for the benefit of those who are most in need, with a view to building a fair and more equal society. And the main billionaires have carried this status, as in the case of Bill Gates, founder and the former president of Microsoft, who, along with his wife, they run the world's largest private foundation. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has distributed $15 billion, and these benefits focus on global poverty, economic development, health education. The last known donation was $115 million to one of the world's largest vaccine manufacturers, Serum Institute of India, that is producing coronavirus vaccine. And the biggest amount was from former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who donated $100 billion to combat armed violence, global warming, improve education, and environmental recovery. Now it's with you, Guilherme.
Let's talk about weather with Patricia. Good evening, Patricia. What's the weather forecast for this weekend?
Good evening, Guilherme. Regarding the weather for the next weekend, as we can see on the map, we have different forecasts for which region all over Brazil. Here, in south of Brazil, we'll have the lowest temperature about 20 degrees Celsius, and there is a chance of rain quickly. At night become a damp weather. The fact is that in this region would become recommended go out with umbrella. Between southwest and northwest, the temperature will be higher from 23 to 25 without chance of rain. The day will be sunny, brightly and good to go to the beach. But take care, about the traffic jam since Monday is a holiday. Finally, about North region, the temperature will be the highest of our Brazil, wishing around 30 and way relative humidity. The Fahrenheit is important and pay attention because the tropical storm will be possible is this region. Today, there is a good night to Guilherme and to Brazil.
Thank you, Patricia. A good night for you and a good night to our telespectators in Brazil. And see you on our next project.